like he was putting pressure on my back, and then we asked him, he said yes, and then I told him to stop, and I haven't felt it since. But it was literally like someone was just kind of gently had their hands on my back, but like slightly pushing. Are you standing with us?
Can you tell us where you're standing? Oh, those footsteps. Straight up, did you hear that? Right now, surprisingly, my whole left arm is completely numb. Like, look, can't feel my fingers move right now. It's not cold. It has nothing to do with the temperature. Like, I actually can't feel my hands.
How eerie is it to think that like this was a school, still is like a daycare type thing. So these kids are coming out playing on this ground, knowing that there's executions here. Dead people are literally walking around all the time. Like, that's just so creepy.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 3 of the Night of Horrors. Today we brought you guys to Lunenburg, very historic town, very haunted. As a matter of fact, they actually promote their haunted history, which is pretty cool. This is one of the main reasons why we actually came here tonight. We got 4 spots we're gonna bring you guys here to, and we actually just pulled up to one. Wow, look at this place. We'll actually explain this to you guys in a second. We just kind of pulled up to Lunenburg. We're kind of taking a little look around first. But very quiet night, actually, eh?
It is, it's nice.
How do you feel being here? Because we came like a week ago.
So far, like, I feel good. I'm just, to be honest, I'm not really looking forward to going back to the cemetery. But everything else, I think, is great. Like, the history of every place here is really intense and holds a lot of, like, spooky stories, so.
Well, I think I missed telling you guys this, but we came here a week ago to do a little bit of a look around, kind of test and see if it lives up to its name. A lot of people do claim that this town actually comes alive at night, so I don't know. Do you believe in that? Like, do you actually feel like it does though?
Oh, 1000%. I mean, how could it not, right? Like, so many past lives have lived on these streets, so.
Yeah. Still fairly early in the night. I don't think we're gonna be staying till like 3 a.m. here in Lunenburg, but we're gonna cover this spot here. Do you feel that already?
Feel what?
Energy. Like, I don't know about you, but I can feel energy like starting here, technically.
I mean, it is part of the property, so it makes sense.
Like, it's actually heavy here. Like, do you not feel that?
I do. Like, I feel it on my chest a bit, but I feel like once we start telling stories too, it's gonna get heavier.
Alright guys, so starting off with our first location, we are here at the Boscobel Inn. This is by far one of our favorite spots. We actually tried to book it, but right now they're fully booked, so we can't do it. But this is probably one of the freakiest places from what we've read. It's a Queen Victorian era home built in 1888 as a wedding gift for a woman named Edna. Edna was actually the first owner back in the day, and she got married. Her dad actually built this, but basically she got this as a wedding gift, and she haunts this inn to this very day. There's a lot of cool history. There's a lot of actual paranormal activity that staff and guests have actually claimed to experience.
Yeah, so like there's proof that it is like active.
Yeah, it's pretty freaky.
Yeah. And like, it's sad too, because Edna only was able to keep this house for 3 years. I don't know exactly why she lost it.
I think it was financial issues,
most likely,
technically, but the staff to this day actually claim that this is still haunted by Edna. And I will tell you, I haven't actually been inside, but I can feel energy right now, like hardcore, like straight up. I'm not even kidding right now. Like, just like behind us from here to like the building is pretty energetic from what I'm feeling right now. So I can only imagine what the inside actually looks like and feels like. So, I mean, one day we'll probably book a room and,
for sure.
Yeah. So the first story is actually pretty cool because I think they have a poltergeist in there straight up. There was a staff member called Frida. I don't know her last name, but she's a staff member. She was setting up tables, getting stuff ready one day, and they have a china cabinet inside from what they were saying, and it opened, plates flew out, and fortunately enough she was there to catch them, but this china cabinet opened from what she said, and stuff flew out. Legitimately, plates flew out of the thing, and
And she wasn't the only one there that saw
Yeah,
it. There was another
there was
coworker
multiple.
that saw it as well. So that kind of just like proves that,
Yeah.
you know.
The rooms are also pretty haunted from what I guess I've been saying too.
So there's room 23, and there was a couple that was staying there overnight, and the woman was having like these really vivid dreams of someone standing at the edge of the bed, kind of like rattling the sheets, like going like taking them and like horsing them around and like moving and all that stuff. And when she woke up, she turned to her husband and she's like, I've been having these really vivid dreams of this woman standing rustling all the sheets. And her husband was like, no way, like I had that exact vivid dream, like every detail was the exact same.
Yeah.
So they both assume it was Edna.
And yeah, didn't they say there was like a woman there?
Yeah, they both saw a woman. Yeah.
Also, the next story too involves another room. Room 25, wherever that is in the building, apparently has another poltergeist. Whether or not it's Edna or her father or someone else, there is something there. And they say they see a lot of shadows up there, a lot of anomalies, people walk in, you know, sometimes feel the hair stand up on the back of their neck, like someone's, you know, standing right behind them and stuff like that. So with this all being heard, we read this actually the other day, and they have this circle table up there, and many guests have actually claimed to be drinking stuff on there, like they have their wine, whatever they're drinking, and the claim is they have the table shake. The funny thing about that is the table will actually shake as if someone's shaking the table, but the drinks won't move. So they stay still, but the table kind of like shakes, kind of like an earthquake type thing.
Yeah,
so,
and that couple too that experienced that, they thought that like it happened to everyone. So when they came down to like the little dining area, they were expecting everyone to talk about how all their tables are shaking. Not one person brought it up. So it's just that one room that experienced that.
I'm gonna be real, if you guys have been following us for a while now, we stay at a lot of hotels when we can, and we've experienced a lot at hotels. So comment down below if you ever want us to come back. We will try our hardest to book a night and get in here. Yeah, they have the stairwell light on, which is pretty kind of creepy actually. I don't know what it is about this spot. I just feel energy right off the bat. Like even just pulling up to the spot, it's kind of creepy. So okay, so moving on to our second spot. This one might be a little bit fast. People actually do live in there. There's a family at the moment, and they purchased this house back in the day.
22 years ago.
22 actual years ago, which is crazy. It actually used to be a different color. Surprisingly enough, it's like a bright pink right now. Beautiful in the daytime, like absolutely stunning. They call this the wedding cake house because of its layers. Cool thing about this spot, there was actually a movie filmed in this house from the 70s. If I can remember correctly, it was called Run Stranger Run, and it was filmed in the 70s here. And I don't think, I mean, it kind of shows the house. I kind of looked over that movie and it shows it a little bit. Like it's sitting in the dark right now, but it looks just immaculate, you know?
Like just the architecture on it, the details, like the pink suits it so well with the black trimmings and the white. It's just, I think it's like literally the prettiest house I've ever seen in my whole life. I'd live here.
Would you?
Ghosts and all, yeah.
The story goes, back in the day, there was a couple, they were both musicians. One was a pianist, and that was the man. And the wife was a violinist. He died first, and they say you can hear music played around the house when no one's there or when no one's playing music, which is kind of interesting enough.
Once people stopped hearing the music in the house, they found out that the wife actually died. So the story goes is the husband was playing music for the 10 years that he was gone, waiting for his wife to join him. And then after the music stopped is when she passed away. There's a lot of claims online that previous people who have rented this house have all claimed that it's haunted and that there's spirits here and nice and mean, and mostly nice, which is good. But I mean, like, I just get the sense that like someone's just up
looking out the window or something.
Like it's so eerie.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
So the one thing that we actually enjoy about Lunenburg is the fact that it's this giant UNESCO World Heritage Site, which every single house you pass is just Victorian or Edwardian, whatever you want to call it. But the one thing that we actually wanted to come here for, and it's one of the biggest buildings here, in fact it is probably the biggest building here, it was the Academy. Correct me if I'm wrong, we aren't from Lunenburg at all, but this Academy was actually a school, and it's just across the way from the wedding cake house. And last time we actually pulled up last week, we heard like I don't know,
like an opera woman.
Yeah, like an opera woman, like just letting you loose, just full on, just Phantom of the Opera type stuff.
Rip, yeah.
Yeah. I think I just caught that on tape. What is that?
I heard it too, I just heard it now. But I don't hear it anymore. I think it's coming from down the basement.
What the Alright, so
Close the building, isn't it?
it's locked.
Almost like the janitor has like opera skills.
That's an actual voice. What is that?
I don't know.
So just to prove to you guys that it's locked, straight up can't even get in there.
Walking up to this academy gives me like the Shining feels. Like, look at it, you know? Like, it's the black trim again that makes it so haunting but so inviting at the same time.
Still is fairly early, people are ripping around, and you might hear some fireworks. I think someone's lighting them off over there, which I don't think they should. That's like the cemetery.
Yeah, it is.
Someone was lighting off firecrackers or something. Well, I think in a second I'm gonna point the camera towards the building. A lot of people claim to see apparitions and shadow figures in there. So I'm gonna talk about it, but I'm gonna point the camera kind of there. There's a window open or something. So basically, a lot of the teachers that used to work here, even some that still do, apparently claim that this spot is haunted. A lot of shadow figures. They do claim that there's 2 ghosts that live in the bathroom here. A lot of people claim that the spirits are made up because they don't want the students kind of running around the hallways and messing around, so they lie about it. A lot of the teachers actually claim that it's real, and not only teachers, actual students too. Even anomalies with voices and, you know, people moving when nobody's there. A lot of people, when they close up at night, teachers, janitors, even the owners do claim that it is in fact haunted. So
There's also another story that's based off of like these grounds. There was a man named Peter, and him and his wife went to go berry picking, and his wife brought a basket to put all the berries in, and Peter had brought an axe. So Peter actually murdered his wife with the axe and was the last person to be executed by hanging on these grounds. Peter wasn't allowed to be buried in Gallows Hill Cemetery, which is just behind us here, because this cemetery is a Christian cemetery, and since he was a murderer, he was not allowed to be buried here. So he was actually buried somewhere in the old jail in that grounds. But a lot of people say that Peter will haunt these grounds since he was the last person executed here.
we'll leave the camera on the building a little bit, and we'll kind of give it a minute, and just you guys can look and see if you guys see anything. It'll be a little bit different. I don't think we do this much, so yeah, definitely know if you guys see anything. Someone's just whistling up there. Okay, I think that's enough. I don't know if you guys saw anything, but it was worth a try. can't really catch much from out here anyways.
No.
So
I mean, during the day, like, this building is open for visitors because part of it is a daycare, part of it is like a library and used for other businesses. So you can actually go in here. Like, we've been in here a couple times, and the inside of it's like immaculate too, like the woodworking of it, and everything's like original. There's another thing too, that apparently like a lot of students and teachers and the custodians would hear like creaking in the floors and walking when no one was there, and just all like the normal paranormal things would be happening here all the time.
there's one thing I did actually forget to mention about this spot, and there was a teacher. She was about 6 weeks into her school year. I don't know where she was in the building, but she said that she went across the hall to a different class and had this really weird sensation of someone being there and being behind her, to the point where she actually got really scared and just ran out of the place. There's a video on it, but there's a janitor actually talking about how he heard his name being called when he was locking up, and no one else was in the building, and he went to go check, and straight up nobody else was there. Not a single person was trying to play a prank or anything like that. Like, he heard his name, Bert, being called. This spot has a lot of history, a lot of weird anomalies, voice anomalies, shadow figures. And to our final location of the night, we're walking over to Gallows Hill, which is literally a 100-meter walk.
How eerie is it to think that like this was a school, still is like a daycare type thing. So these kids are coming out playing on this ground, knowing that there's executions here. Dead people are literally walking around all the time. Like, that's just so creepy.
I think the creepy thing about this spot is the fact that there were public hangings here, like actual public hangings.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times people came here as teenagers to drink and stuff, but real people were legitimately hung here. Whoa, what was that?
Oh, it's just...
People in the windows are like
that freaked
hitting
me
it
out.
and stuff.
Made me jump.
Alright, so we're gonna continue in night vision here. Currently on Gallows Hill.
Alright.
Yeah.
Ready for the last story of the night? We're going to be talking about Sophia. And Sophia was a young 14-year-old girl who resided in Lunenburg back in the 1870s. And she was very eager to start working and everything. So she got a job being an apprentice at a dress shop working for Miss Trask. And everything was going really smoothly with her and Miss Trask in the employment. And she soon became a key holder. And one night, Sophia was locking up and she went home. Everything was perfectly okay. The next morning, Miss Trask comes banging on Sophia's family door, saying, "You stole $10 from me." The cash was short $10, which back in the 1800s, that was a lot of money. So Sophia right away was saying how she didn't steal the money, she was being falsely accused and everything. And it was even sad that Sophia's own mother believed Miss Trask and started to push Sophia away. And Miss Trask went around to everyone in the neighborhood saying how Sophia is a thief, Sophia is a liar, just totally belittling Sophia and ruining her reputation here in Lunenburg. And her father and grandfather actually owned a boat store down near the waterfront, and they were losing so much business due to the fact that Miss Trask was totally bashing their family name. So fast forward a little bit, Sophia became severely ill, confining her to her room at her house. And after the concern of a friend, her mother finally called the doctor to come in and help Sophia. By the time the doctor came in, it was unfortunately too late, and Sophia passed in September 1879. When the doctor was doing like an autopsy to figure out how Sophia passed, she actually died of a broken heart due to the extreme amount of stress that Sophia was put under. So she had passed, a couple of weeks go on, and Miss Trask's son actually came forward and said, "Hey, look, like, I was the one who stole the money." Before she became ill, Sophia was seen a lot lying on her sister's grave, which is actually just buried right next to Sophia, and she would come here and read the Bible and just talk to her younger sister. So apparently if you come here at night, you'll be able to hear Sophia sigh, like let out a big and then you'll also hear her giggling as she's playing with her sister. Another very morbid part about the story is Sophia was actually able to write a letter when she was on her deathbed, and she pretty much just wrote that she was falsely accused and that she hopes that Miss Trask has to live with that pressure of putting Sophia through all these issues. And she said in the letter at the end of it, she knows a secret, but she's not going to tell anyone what the secret is. So there's some speculation in the community thinking that maybe Sophia and Miss Trask's son were an item, and that her son stole the $10 in order to buy Sophia something nice. So no one really knows, but Miss Trask then up and moved. Her and her son up and left Lunenburg. They went to who knows where, but they've never been seen again here in Lunenburg. The community actually put together money back in the day to buy a tombstone for Sophia because the family wasn't very wealthy and tombstones were very expensive. So they all came together and bought the tombstone. The one that we're looking at here isn't the original tombstone. It got replaced as they maintain this very, very well, and the community still puts in a lot of effort for it. But she's here. So it's a very tragic story of a young girl who really didn't need to die, but she unfortunately did.
One thing that I noticed about this spot, I don't know if you did, but like just walking into the cemetery here, there was this really big pressure on my head. Almost like pressure was just like squishing my head. I've never felt like that before. Right now, surprisingly, my whole left arm is completely numb.
Really?
Seriously. Like, look, can you catch that?
Yeah.
I can't feel my fingers move right now.
That's scary.
It's not cold. It has nothing to do with the temperature. Like, I actually can't feel my hands.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine, but like I've never had that happen to me.
You think it's Sophia trying to like show us that she's here?
I don't know. That's actually scared me right now.
Sophia, are you here with us right now? We've come here to talk to you about your story.
What does that sound? Hear that?
Yeah.
Hello? Sophia? My name is Lamar. This is Chelsea. We came to talk to you today. Are you here?
If you're here, can you play with this little box that we brought? All you have to do is come near us and you'll see the lights go off.
Oh, there we go.
Come play with us, Sophia.
We're both really sorry about what happened to you, and we came to communicate with you and see how you were feeling. You want to come to this device? I'm gonna leave it right there, okay? It's okay, Sophia. We just came to talk to you. Can you go to that box over there?
I like keep hearing footsteps from over here. I don't know if it's Sophia or if it's someone else, but they're pretty they're pretty clear footsteps.
From where?
Down the hill a little bit more. Is anyone else here with us tonight?
Yeah, straight up right here.
Can you make a noise? Show yourself.
If someone's here and they want us to go down the hill, can you touch this box down below?
That's from behind us.
What is that?
I don't know.
Is that an animal or something?
It could be. There. Yeah. I mean, it could be.
2 seconds ago it came from down there. Alright, Sophia. So far we're not really getting anything.
No.
I hear somebody coughing. Anybody here with us? Does anybody want to talk to us?
If you want to give a message, this would be your time. Well, why don't we bring out Spirit Box? Maybe we'll hear them that way.
It's getting weird in here. The environment feels different from when we actually step foot in here. It's colder. Yeah, this whole property feels like really alive at night.
Is there anyone here with us tonight? Yes or no? What you're gonna do is you're gonna wanna come. Whoa. I said dead. What you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna come towards this thing that I'm holding and talk into it. Then we can hear what you're trying to tell us. Are you here with us right now, Sophia? It said girl. You hear that?
Yeah.
Who's here with us? Sam.
Sam?
Yeah. Where are you, Sam?
Sam, can you point us towards your tombstone? Or where you are right now?
Anne. Can you tell us how many people are with us tonight? 9.
Wow, that was pretty specific.
It was. Are you standing with us? I'm getting like back pains.
You're getting back pains?
Yeah.
That was
Like I don't know how to explain it. It's like someone's putting their hands on my back and just applying pressure.
really?
It's like pressure pain, yeah.
Sam, are you doing that? Oh my god.
Sam, can you please stop? I don't appreciate it.
Were you the one making my arm go numb?
Hear bells? I hear bells.
You heard bells?
Wow. My back doesn't hurt anymore.
Getting like the shivers right now, got really cold.
Sam, how did you die?
Sophia, are you with Sam right now?
Said yes.
Yeah.
Sam's pretty strong.
Sam, who are you? Speak to us, Sam. Were you executed here? Yes or no?
I don't know what that said. I'm still hearing bells.
Might be coming from over there. Sam, who are you?
That said something. What did that say?
I don't know, I couldn't tell.
Are you alone, Sam?
Can you tell us where you're standing? Oh, that was footsteps. Straight up, did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
It was
I'm like down there, right?
on the grass. Sam?
Sit.
Sit.
Do you want us to sit, Sam? Yes or no?
Were you just walking?
Leave.
We're not gonna go until we get some more answers. We're really curious to talk to somebody. I know you're confused, but we came to talk to somebody, specifically Sophia. But if there's anybody else that wants to talk to us, you're more than welcome.
We'll chat. I don't know. Sure. I said.
Who's walking over there? Can you tell us who's walking?
Does
that say shadow?
I think so.
Can we talk to Sophia?
Leave.
Leave again.
Who's telling us to leave? Simon.
Simon.
Sorry, Simon, we're here to talk to Sophia. If she talks to us, we'll gladly leave.
Does anybody have a message you want to tell the world? Does it say COVID?
That's what I think I heard too.
It's okay. Can you tell us a message?
Did that say my name?
I think it said tell.
Kind of like Charles.
Who are we talking to now?
Oh,
Ooh.
that's
Do you
like
feel
a
that
little
pressure?
girl. No. Where are you having pressure?
There's a giant pressure on my head.
Really?
Yeah. Like
Sam,
it's
are
like,
you putting pressure on Lamar's head?
trying to?
So.
It actually feels like someone's trying to squish my brain right now.
Seriously?
Yeah, like there's a massive pressure. I've never felt this before.
Whoever's touching Lamar, stop. You don't have permission. You okay?
Yeah, like it's just weird. Like I just get, like I'm getting like foggy all of a sudden. I'm okay, but it's just, I've never felt this sensation.
I said out.
Are you trying to scare us out?
I said yes. I mean, it probably is Sam, to be honest.
Sam seemed to be like,
Well, like he was putting pressure on my back, and then we asked him, he said yes, and then I told him to stop, and I haven't felt it since. But it was literally like someone was just kind of gently had their hands on my back, but like slightly pushing.
yeah, and he replied to you too.
Yeah, he did.
There's a massive pressure in my head right now.
It could be making you want to leave, right? Like a lot of times
Yeah.
spirits will kind of like put us in pain in order for us to leave if we're not listening to them.
I just don't know who it is. In case you guys are wondering, we do use dead wave a little more than necrophonic. I know a lot of you guys like necrophonic, but we find that dead wave has a lot of unique sounds that come out of it. A lot of the same at times, because I think it's just like a word box, but I really don't know how to explain it. Sometimes we actually hear like whispers that actually are relevant to what we're doing. Sometimes we get different answers that we've never heard before, so we do use dead wave a little bit more. We kind of trust it a bit more. So if you guys did hear anything that maybe we didn't catch or I didn't label in the video, comment that down below. I wonder if Sophia's kind of either irritated or
I mean,
happy that we're here.
she could be. Like, we know that this location is on the haunted tour, so she has a lot of people coming in and out, and she could be annoyed, but she also could be happy about the company. She also could be completely not here with us, you know?
It's kind of funny. Last time we came here, I think it was like a week ago, we actually ran into the haunted tour and they all came up here. There's like a group of 10-15 people, but we actually heard a little bit of a different story. She was actually the oldest of like 5-6 kids and stuff like that, so she was the oldest sibling. And
so like her parents would have relied on her a lot to like.
exactly. What's that?
I just saw someone walk.
What?
I just saw someone walk.
Actually?
Yeah.
Because I just heard somebody walk. That
Right.
wasn't you. That was like someone stepping on a stick or something.
Yeah, no, someone just walked right there.
Hello? That's also weird because Miss Trask actually like convinced her mom so bad that her mom actually believed her
Yeah.
instead of her own daughter.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking. That must have been really hard for Sophia to like hear and handle too, right?
Especially handle, right? Like she
Yeah.
was the oldest sibling, no one would believe her.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm feeling kind of an emotional feeling right now. Like I kind of feel sadness.
Yeah.
Like I feel sadness, but I also feel relief. Like she's probably really content right now. But like who would ever want to die like that, you know?
Especially that young, you know? Like
Yeah.
14.
So this is actually what the inside looks like. What is that, a box?
Yeah, it looks like a box filled with grass.
I think it is grass.
But why do they leave a box with grass?
I have no idea.
Some painted rocks, some flowers.
What does this say though? We actually didn't check that. Erected by sympathizing friends in memory of Sophia, daughter of Joseph.
And Lavina.
Yeah. Daughter of Joseph and Lavinia.
Lavinia.
September 19th, 1879. So she's actually still pretty loved, actually. Like, that's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, like the community still maintains it and like bought her a new tombstone and everything, so.
Whew, it's getting really heavy, babe.
I know. I think we should start making our way back.
Oh, I actually feel a little bit more relief now.
Do you?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because like 5 minutes ago, my head was pounding. It was like a weird sensation of someone just squishing my brain. I don't know if any other paranormal investigator has experienced that. So I kind of just thought of something. What if one of those voices were a few of the people who were executed here?
It could have been. Definitely
No.
could have been. Yeah. I mean, a lot of tragedy happened here, and there's a lot of death here, so who knows who we were actually talking to. If they were nice, mean, what they wanted from us, we won't know.
So if you guys happen to be from Lunenburg and know any other history, comment that down below. And correct us if we're a little bit wrong. We're trying to actually cover a lot of the history here.
Keep in mind too,
And-
like we're brand new to Nova Scotia, so like we're trying to learn
Yeah.
all of this history while
It's-
teaching it to you guys. So
Yeah, and it's like our first time actually covering these spots for you guys too. I don't know, maybe someone who was executed was named Sam
yeah,
or something. I have no idea. All I gotta say though is that I feel so much better.
lighter, eh?
Yeah, so much later. So I feel really relieved now that I'm out of there. That was a weird sensation I've never felt before.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
better though?
I have no idea how to explain it really. It was like someone took two hands and just squished my brain.
Your
Or like my head, you
Yeah.
know, and like, I don't,
caused like a pressure type.
yeah, it was a massive pressure on my head.
Weird. We both felt pressure tonight.
Yeah, and the
Very
fact
active.
that like something made my arms go numb. My left, then my right, and then I didn't really mention my right, but it did go numb, but my left definitely, like, I couldn't feel my head movement.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are pretty much finished here. We're gonna wrap this episode up for you guys. I hope you guys liked it, by the way. We try to do it's really hard because a lot of people are out and just sitting outside, so I don't really want to interrupt them, but we're doing our best to tell you guys history and haunted history and stuff like that. It's a pretty interesting town. We both love it, and we'll probably be back. I don't know if we're gonna visit the cemetery at night, but it's getting pretty late and I'm getting tired.
And we got a distance to get back to home.
Yeah, how far would you say we're out from?
Like an hour and a half.
So yeah, we're gonna wrap this up for you guys. We really appreciate you guys tuning into these episodes, and we have about 2 more to go. I'm not gonna spoil them, but we are gonna be on the road again this week. We are gonna be doing something pretty cool, a little bit different, and Can't wait to show you guys. Can't wait to bring you guys along. We did try and film this the best we can. There's a lot of people that just sit outside for some reason.
They just enjoy the neighborhood.
They just enjoy the neighborhood. So we were like, at one point we were just like talking over them. This woman was just like eavesdropping, I guess, just listening and stuff. It's kind of awkward when people are just like sitting there and you're trying to talk about stuff. And we did try our best to tell you guys history and to just carry on and stuff. So hope you guys enjoyed that. If you guys so happen to be coming across this channel, hit that thumbs up button. We do have a main channel which we do a lot more investigating, I guess, and explorers and stuff like that. I'm gonna end this off for you guys. Thanks again for tuning into this one. Hit that thumbs up button if you guys are new, and subscribe to the channel. We both have Instagram and social media, so if you guys do want to get to know us a little better, it is down below in the description. So go and check us out on social media if you guys haven't done so yet, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace and love.